morning, folks. It's 10:56 a.m. on the 11th day, 7th month, 2022. And I'm just having a look at tide tables as I'm trying to calculate some storm surges are possible here for your coastline of Australia and what's most at risk. So keeping an eye on your tide tables is also very, very important. Very, very important. It's a huge part of forecasting is to know these things. So you just caught me looking at it. So I'm going to have a look at pressure first thing off. And I'm going to turn that off. Yeah. Why am I looking there is what you're going to just have to wonder for now. I just wanted that data on hand for a few places for a reason. I'm going to clear that actually. Let's hide all the layers there. So one of the things I want to see today is I want to look at your SO2 concentrations, sulfur dioxide. And why is it always up here? You got a big plume? Yes. So is it possible that's been deployed? Yes. What other chemicals are showing up here in the things we monitor? Aerosols. Yeah, I want that tide thing off. It's annoying me, actually. What's that? Big strong man. Right. New Zealand, you're going to cup it. I said you was going to cup it many days ago. And here it is. So we're going to go right with your rain and thunder. I'm going to leave your tide tables up because this could come into play. This is your forecast of what they say is going on. Right? This is just now beginning to impact the North Island of New Zealand, and it's splitting the flow, sending half here, and it's going to roar, absolutely roar through the strait. When the moisture of here hits this cold air up here, your blizzard conditions are going to begin. This is not the time to go out and about and get those last minute things. It's time to batten down the hatches and stay safe. I mean, even look at the winds here accumulating over Kaikoura Way. And the tides are going to be very important here, actually. They'll be important because the winds coming in will be showing, they'll be very high, actually. So the winds coming in this direction is going to hem up stuff this way. So we got to be conscious of the tides, like around capes. This is not doing what I'm asking. Come on, zoom, zoom, zoom. And a boom, boom. Plumes. Right, what we got here is like areas like this. If the tide is high, you will be holding on. Right? At these times of day here. See these? You need to be aware of your tide tables everywhere you're at. This could be slightly different than here. Be aware of these things if you live on the coastlines. It's very important. Very important for your safety. Okay? In places like these rivers, these tides could prevent water from flowing out to sea that should be flowing down these rivers, right? The welded cone. Oh. Y'all doing cones over there at Hollow Top. What's going on here? We're doing rocks in a welded cone. Biden should be there anytime. I just... What's the wind speeds here? That's rain. Wind current off shores. Oh my, that's whipping. Here, let me put this in a unit you guys down there use. Waves in meters instead of feet. Millimeters. Save and settings. Turn that one off. Okay, this should go like that now. Right. So your accumulated winds over here is bad. Look at the wind fields of this storm. This is bad. I want that tide table off. It's busted my stones. Empty map. Baha. There we go. That goes away now. I knew I had a function for that. I was having a malfunction. This is accumulated winds through these passes are very high. Right? And when this switches directions and when this comes through, anything that's been leaning this way is going to suddenly shift that way. And that's when things come down. That's when your roads start to have problems. Most of this is going to be frozen precipitation through here. If I go to the new snow, You'll see there's quite a bit over the next 24 hours. It's starting to really amass up. 19 centimeters, not a little bit. You're looking at about 7-8 inches of snow up through these ranges and through the passes. So it's going to be an impassable pass. So don't go. Right? Just don't go. Nothing's that important. You know, even if you was tired of a guest at your house and you wanted them out of there that bad, man, maybe saving their life might be worth it. Or, well, maybe sending them on their way would be the oneness of it all. Go into the wilderness, young man. Uh-huh. That's not good, man. You guys got a lot. Watch how much you get out of 10 days. Look at this snow. Really, man. Santa might be relocating the reindeer there, man. You got so much snow. That's a lot. You want to see how much that is in inches? I ain't even going to start to calculate it. We might want to do this in feet. That's waves. Let's do this in inches. So I can... 45 inches, right? If there's 12 inches in a foot. Oh, my. 4 feet of snow. 4 feet of snow is 1,600. Oh, excuse me, 116.5 centimeters. I hope this is playing okay. I'm going to zip back and see. Yay, it's going on, it's going on. Right, rain-wise, I'm going to just get right to it, because I'll probably be giving you fairly regular updates of this, so I don't have to go too far in advance. So let's give you what they're showing you while I have a sip of coffee. So this is, wind would allow me to set the time of the area I'm looking at. That would be very nice. So here we go. Watch it roar. Watch it roar. That's very tightly packed winds. Look at the center of circulation. If the pressure was low enough, yeah, I'll let you see the whole lot. Look. Watch this coming in here. You got this coming in here. You got this over here. And I'm going to explain what a river of moisture is versus a tendril. Okay? You got a lot going on here. So New Zealand, you're getting your own bit right now. In Australia, you're coming in. And it's got all this electrical potential of this entire line is through here. Like I said, for you to hear thunder or snow is not going to surprise me. That's what we've called it. Look at this silent carpet out here when it gets it. Oh my, is it going to get it. Wind's roaring through now. Then it's going to shift. This is when you start getting at your highest earthquake risk. It's really bound up that plate. And when this lets go of this, that's going to kind of do a little doing, a little vibration happens here. It wiggles to what I call the pork chop, this big piece of volcanic mount under here, or a piece of an ancient continent, or whatever the hell. Somebody dropped a big pork chop. Maybe it's a giant dragon leg. Who knows? All I know is it's there and it's shaped like a pork chop. And that thing starts vibrating. And so you get landslides along the chromatic trench as well. And then right after that, hello, Happy New Year. Burnt Island says, here, go this way. Yeah, burnt pine. What's that say? Who burned the pines, man? That's not cool. Here we go, here we go. It's coming again, and Sydney's starting to cop, and then those winds coming up your coast, surfs up. Wiped out. Agenda 2030. That should be their theme. You're wiped out. You'll own nothing. And you'll be happy about it somehow. Somehow you'll be happy about it, but I don't imagine you're going to be happy about it at the exact moment you lose everything. I think that's a very off-center way of looking at things. Yeah, I own nothing, and my happiness level is attained by watching birds eat popcorn. Well, other people's happiness level got yachts belching out more pollution than we're ever allowed to do in a lifetime in a car. And we get blamed, the whole how dare you it all. And they get it again. They got it before, and they will get it again. Bam! Smacking into Wellington right through Cook Strait. They'll be getting fried that day. To turn that storm, there'll have to be a beam here and a beam here. Right? Because you have to move these tendrils of moisture that somebody's called a river. That kind of look like a lake more than a river. They're moving tendrils around. You want to see what the river of moisture looks like? Because we're getting too far ahead now. This is where we get in the realm of weather plans. Right? Where I would have to go to pressures and stuff and do those determinants. Oh, you got what I call the gears going now. Right, when you get one of these parked, or a high pressure parked right here, they do it in the Atlantic all the time. You get it up in a round move. Right? It'll form a block after this. Actually, it'll keep a lot of your moisture away from New Zealand from that direction. And all your crap is going to come in here. And this is just set up to, hello, you're going to have some rain. Yep. Around then, it has to happen. That's just how that works. And if they hit the moisture with a whomp, big beam, I call whomp, and it drives the river of moisture down, then you'll have a whole new situation. You'll have a whole new tendril to contend with. And there's a lot of it here. If I go back about to 120 hours, I'll show you a move they did that cleared Australia out. They actually took your moisture from the center and they beamed up in a pulse, and it drove it up this way, right? You'll see it come up. If I'm lucky on this, I can show it more. This is the river of moisture. This is not. These are tendrils of moisture being manipulated from the main river. Look how it's gotten diverted from the rainforest. Normal flow should be up and over in a thicker band all the way through here, but it's been stopped. It's been turned. It's been turned with moisture from the Congo to steal the water. And they bring it around Africa and split it. And a lot of it comes up here. It rains down on Yemen and other catchments where there's cisterns, it's suspected, under desert areas because of certain lakes never overflow when huge downpours happen. Yeah, and there's big pipes going into them. Yeah, I've done my homework. I actually done a presentation on water theft and EMF. Did it about 8 years ago. So I've been watching this a long time. Look at that beam. That's not where they spliced the image together. Boom. Now, if we're lucky, I could show you this move. Because this only goes back 4 days. No, I'm heading the opposite way. I'm going to take this high zoom. Go over Australia here. And have a look at the beam. Now, what I'm looking is here. They hit pulses. And the river moves. It's not giving a good shot of it. Maybe if I could speed this up. Hit 2 pops on that to go faster. Faster. Now it's not showing up here well. It must have been a day earlier. Now I gotta keep it real now, folks. If I don't see it, I ain't saying it. So you're getting beamed, right? You got a big beam here, but there's a ship. Watch it. It does little tickles. And the whole thing turns. The beam is right there. You'll see it. It does little tickles, and all this turns because a heated outflow. Hot air just goes, cuts the river from up here into a tendril down here that is now free to spin. It's got a lot of drag on it from this here when it pulls out. So they have to cut it again with EMF. Boom. So that's free to turn. And this now it'll actually spin faster because it's been dragging a big strand with it, and suddenly it's free. Right? It's like when you got somebody on one of those lines of people when they're skating, and there's all of them in a row. The guy on the outside, or whoever's on the outside, is going really, really fast. And if you let go of them, they're gone. And suddenly you'll spin a little bit faster. Or pull your arms in when you're spinning by yourself and see how fast you go when you have less drag. Yeah. That's just how that works. I may not be explaining it perfectly. Did you see how they flattened that tendril and sent it up your coast? Watch this move. Now there's another move here. Now I'm doing a live look this morning. Boom. And up the coast it went in a big blast. Now we should see that blast all the way down to here. I'm watching. Boom, boom. You see these pulses down in here to come out in a curve, like you would expect to see a radar ray come out looking like a beam. Boom. And just see the nucleation of it just down here in Antarctica. You could say anything you want. All I know is, to me, that's not a river. It's a tendril. That's a river. Coming down, and it got cut into a tendril. Right? You could take a bucket of water home from a river and throw it in the air, and it's not the river in your yard. Because it's been cut from it. That's the river. And that's what they manipulated. Boy, is there a lot of moisture here in the world. That just got pushed in here that way, and it gets manipulated. It's almost like there's a deal made. Who gets the water, who doesn't. And if you're not in on the deal, you get droughted. Look at a beam off the coast of California. You get droughted. Or maybe the deal is to drought you. Who knows? With the nefarious government agencies having nefarious meetings with private corporations that we're not allowed to even read the minutes of. That ain't very fair to sign deals in our name. When we don't even get to see whose name's on the deal. Right? Let's just be fair. And if a new tax results from it, well, we ought to be able to know. I'm sorry about the cursor color. Let's see if I could do something for you. I noticed a pain in the ass on this one. Right. Okay. Sorry. Well, that's probably not much better. It's definitely not going to be better on the other one. So I'm just reading now Mimic TPW. And there's definitely some beaming going on here. This is like I call this is the uterus where they burst storms. They create them in here. They add the ingredients, the sperm, if you will, to create a storm. Look at that nucleation of moisture. All this stuff that's in light blue can be hit in a pulse and driven together to become a tendril like that at any time by pushing droplets together till they become bigger, big enough to fall. You've got EMF levitation, water droplet experiments. They're very, very prevalent. They're really cool to watch, actually. There's something going on here off the island. That's Hawaii, isn't it? There's a beam at the end right here. Tickle, 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 boom. In front of this one. So they're going to send this north of the island. If they heat this area here, this is going north. It should, for all intents and purposes. A beam like that and a beam like this sends that north. Yeah, there's a tickle here too. Yeah, that should go north of your island, Hawaii. That should be good news. I'm watching, but this folds underneath and continues. That gets cut and goes independent. Could actually get picked up into this and slung on the upper United States, actually. I've seen that move before, too, and up into Canada. Yeah, that's what I think will happen with that. All the dynamics are there. Look at this pulse up here. Boom. Big beams coming up over the northern polar regions. The Arctic. The Arctic and the anti-Arctic. Are you Arctic or anti-Arctic? Oh, they're anti-Arctic. Is that what they're going to call us next? Oh, God. Ice cubes melt fast. So just a little bit slower. Look at that beam. See where I'm pointing? Do you see where I'm pointing? I'm going to move away from there now. That's a big blast manipulating this tendril of moisture. It's going on all over the world. It's not just Australia getting fried. It is. They're melting ice with microwaves. Look. If they're melting ice, can they say that ice is melting? Yeah, absolutely. I can hold a candle to a freaking ice cube and melt it and go, oh my God, the ice cube melted, and never show you the candle. Well, you're being candled, folks, and I know where they're shoving that alarm clock. It's the old fisherman's alarm. My goodness, you guys got fried. Let's go look at it. Shall we look at it? Why not? You guys got fried. You got fried. Where did you get fried? Right from here to here. Okay, let's have a look. Right from here to here. Just happens to be the edge of that storm line where they need to create a fold. Where all these bombs are going on. Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. Boom. Look at this shit. Let's have a look at this chem bomb going off here. Look at that flower formation there. The flower of death. Oh my. Here we go again. I'll have to make it through this. God, you got so many of them going off. A bunch of them here. Here. Is this having trouble again? Here, let's do it again. Hey, that one looked pretty cool the other day. There. Here, and here. You got so many chem bombs, so little time. So let's watch this first one. I'm going to go back that many clicks on. 10, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50, 60, 70. So we're an hour and 10 minutes. This is an hour. Cloud doesn't dissipate, and this is coming toward it. Hello, I'm going to reach out and touch you. Reach out and touch another chem bombed hand. Make this world a dimmer place because we let them and they can. We've let them do this. can I do to stop it? What are you willing to do to stop this? Is the question I would ask you back. Are you willing to do videos? Are you willing to monitor the system? Are you willing to stand in front of state houses? Are you willing to pay the ultimate price that you're going to pay anyhow from breathing this shit? This is up to you to decide. How do you feel about your weather being man-made? My Wanua over here in these beautiful islands of the long white chem cloud. And unfortunately, this view doesn't go too much further this way. But look at the square up here. I'm sure I could pick up something for you here. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see if we can. Alright, we got a line of bombs going off here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a square formation. Making a square in your skies. So it's not necessarily an EMF blast that makes the square. It could just be the percussion of an explosion. Boom! And whatever nucleated in 10 minutes did that. Holding a plume in the center. Just making a cloud. Got gondolas out here, folks. Gonzo's going gonzo. There's the flower of death coming over. So I don't know nothing else. That sure does form quick. That's so sad to see. So prevalent. Got one here too. Going right by my cursor. I'm going to try not to start cursing at my cursor sites. Right, I'm going to go over to Australia now. You guys seen what's coming over there, haven't you, New Zealand? Do you want exact amounts? I'll give them to you in a minute. My God, look at your skies. I believe I'm pointing at Sydney. Trying to learn your coastlines by what they look like. Like an old maritime person. I could draw your map nearly in my head. And that looked like a dick. Got testicles and a penis. This looks like a colon. And it's full of crap. Oh, that's Sydney. Everything has a little look to me. This looks like a bird. Like a pelican with its arms out, or a cormorant. And that's Foster. How I see your terrain also reflects how the water is going to come in. Like when his wind's blowing this direction, it's coming straight to the back. And you'll get eddies all around some of the various things that haven't been built by man. When you took your grasslands out, you fucked up. Yep. Fuckisons. Over here, I'm sorry. Where is this? Fluckisons, Hutchins. I can't read it in Bateman's Bay. Master Bateman's Bay. Goldberg. Port Kembla. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Right. I did make a promise. I'm going to do this before I forget. Because I'm going to forget. Your wind accumulations I showed you. Your rain and thunder I've showed you. Your rain accumulations I haven't. Over the next 3 days, actually, start to pick up pretty high in some areas. That means torrential rains. And this is not a little. Over the next 24 hours, it's still pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. Yeah, man, it's heavy, man. It's not the time to be going out and about testing these roads. Oh, I can make it there. Look at my truck. Yeah, I'll be looking at your truck upside down. Y'all gotta be careful and don't risk the lives of workers when you're seeing these amounts of rain over the next 5 days. Right? Some of them I was seeing over 200. I'm fairly going to agree with this amount. Matter of fact, if that whole river hits down here all at once, this number will go over to a half a meter, every bit of it. But it looks like they split the flow, which you're lucky. So that's going to spread a lot of half the moisture went here. Yeah, they threw the knuckleball, but they're going to smack that moisture here. They told you they could predict where it goes. They split a tendril of that off. But your coastline here is absolutely hammered. Just steady on. But a lot of it's going to be new snow. Right? Up through here. The fjord lands and all that. Dun 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 dun. I like that jingly Christmassy sound when I think of snow. Right, you get it? You got the message? Did you get the message? I'm super elevated earthquake risk. Yeah, I do understand how that works. Here I was going to put the highest risk over near Kaikoura. Sorry, but that's how that works. Right, I'm going to go on to a different part of the forecast now. Hello, Australia. Surf's up. I showed you this coming in. Let's show you your rain and rumblers that are going to hit your corner today. And then in a day or so up around Bundaberg, Harvey Bay is going to be affected by some man-made weather that they're setting you up for right now. I'll let that roll for a minute. Let's get more of you guys in because we got some Perthers watching. Look, it's a big country, man. It takes a while to cover it all. Oh, look what's coming in toward Albany. Look what smacked Adelaide. But you guys got a little bit of a break. It went over toward where they want that new depot. Deepwater ports are valuable when they're closer to Antarctica. When they started gleaning those supplies, did you see the sudden formation of that storm here off the coast here? This is a concern. So, we got a weather warning coming out now to be issued for this area here. Storms off the reefs and stuff here. Be careful if you're out here. There's some heavy winds. Waves are going to be... see if we can get the more layers up again. Waves. 8 foot there. This is not a little bit of, this is heavy. Heavy seas. Calmer, calmer, calmer. Okay. It's not a time to be risking things. Watch. Watch the conditions changed. You're okay in the bay, but you ain't okay out here. There's some very nasties coming as that low forms. See how all of it's the same. It's not going to be a day to be out in your dinghy, that's for sure. And look at that. That could change at any time. That's just the swells. Waves. What's your swells looking like? Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, you can have some fun here from here to here. Ah, coughs too. Oh, this ought to be fantastic. Fantastic. Surfing conditions. Look at this. Have some fun. Come on, let's have some fun. Great surf conditions. I bet the pipeline will be rolling. Absolutely rolling, let's see. Shall we look? What's the pipeline going to look like? I love watching the cameras from around there to see. Yeah, you guys, I watch you. I watch you guys having fun while I'm sitting in my room having none. They're feeling swell and they got high swells. You know, that's a doable. But boy, you want some swells? Come on down here. Here's some swells. Surfing in Adelaide is going to be up there. Yeah, really, man. That's the road trip area. You guys know where. But here's your swells. Fucking off the coast here. Oh, my. That's expert only zones coming in out here. Because these will be coming in. They'll be big rollers, too. Yeah. Watch out for the undertow. Don't pull you down to the Undertaker. Davies Jones's locker's always got room for one more. Okay, so what do we got next? Gonna go with the thunderstorms. Thunderstorm prediction for the week is pretty low, but I imagine that New Zealand is very electric. It's not really the wrong time of year for thunderstorms, isn't it? Let's just be honest. It's winter time down here. Yeah, winter times. So, there's this coming through. And that needs to be addressed. And that could be a very bad storm, actually. Let's see what the conditions are. I need to see what Worldview shows me. I need to see the setup. And I'll tell you. Chemtrail. Are off the coast. So if the flow's coming in, what's here is dispersed here. Got a heavy line of EMF over the reef. Like they need that. It's very clear. Boy, I bet you had a beautiful, beautiful morning. Thank goodness. You guys deserved it. And then this came in and said, hello. That's why I wear a hat when I go outside. I don't have to see this look rooster thing pulling a sled. What is that? Ain't Santa Claus. It's like something that pulling the devil. Little screenshot. Yeah, very interesting. You got a guy with a club here, smacking the sleighs. Coming your way, Agenda 2030 coming across the sea. That's actually not nice to see. You know, EMF manipulates aether. Aether is a multi-dimensional fabric that can bring entities down. And whether you believe it or not, in the boogeymans and stuff, the boogeyman can still be there. Not everybody believes in the devil. That the devil can still be the devil. The devil, the devil, the devil. Bobby Boucher, the geoengineers, is the devil. The devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. Then geoengineers drawing the devil, they're being the devil, they're playing the devil. God's green earth. They're playing the devil. The devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. Right. Let's look at these devilish plumes. Right, you see where you are, Cobart, double this sweat. Right, turn that crap off. Let's see what you got going on. Heavy frying and reinsertion of chemicals to keep the reactions going in the atmosphere. I'll zoom in now a bit. Let that clear up. Boom, 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 boom. Big long streamers. Somebody was reporting a very nasty smell in the air this morning. Worse than farts. Someone else said their sky tasted like metal, like they had their fillings back in. And they made a point of saying they'd had their amalgams removed. So I'm wondering, either you ate something that has that in it, or there's something in the sky. Right. Let's, trying to get this to stop. Alright. I've been trying to get this to stop for years. Okay, let's go right here first. Boom, 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 boom. Here's where you are. Right? Bateman's Bay again. That I pointed out in the thing. Right? Okay, let's see what's going on in Bateman's Bay. See the bombs going off here? I've just jumped backwards 10 minutes. Backwards 10. Backwards 10. They're going in a formation, moving in a formation. They're not like dispersing like a cloud. It's like a stop sign. Several of these nasties going off at your coast that's running into. Backwards. Forward 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Into that one. Which then puts off boom, 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 boom. That seems like a critical timing to me. Of a certain catalyst that's wanted in the atmosphere that's going to stream over toward that storm in New Zealand. It's heading across the sea at 100 plus mile an hour, depending upon the level of the atmosphere it is. I'm sure you've noticed this one by now. Backwards, 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 backwards. Boom! Went your plumes. There it is. There's a chem bomb going off. So something's there above the deck of cloud you could see. It's too small to see with the naked eye. But yet it's stripping the earth bare. This is the naked truth. You are under chemical attack nearly 24 hours a day on this planet, and it's dispersing all around us all the time. I'm hearing about nosebleeds. I'm hearing about various respiratory distresses. I had my Bubba's grandson die last night of a heart attack. I'm not blaming it on geoengineering. I'm more blaming it on he's a victim of the vaccine. I couldn't get help to him in time. Oh well. Lessons learned hard sometimes, and this is a lesson you guys need to learn hard. You breathe this all the time. This is not a choice. This is you can't even blame the guy next door that this is going on. You gotta blame the government that signed a deal with the United Nations that allows nefarious programs that happen at private universities to take control of the weather in your skies, to allow private corporations to sell sunny days. You're gonna look into this yourself. I'm telling you the absolute naked truth. Bare before your eyes. Look what went off out here in the sea. That is very blatant. Streamering off. Flying in formation. Continuing that squares in that one spot. Continuing to poison. So some spreads out. Something spreads out less. So this is the new one happening now. Chem bombs fucking suck, and I'm so tired of showing them all the time. I really, really am. So yeah, it looks like that Bundaberg area is going to get some rains. EMF's holding most of this moisture off your shore. See how that line stays in place? Watch, I'm just going to run it faster. You'll see this line here. Stays in place on the low deck while this goes over the top. This makes this extremely electric. Yeah, the potential of this electricity runs up this whole thing. And will even impact up here. If a chemtrail connects at all like a wire. And that's called ducting. D-U-C-T-I-N-G. You could do it with lasers. You could do it with a chemtrail. You could do it with a wire. It is a duct. It's a conduit that electrical potential could travel around the outside of. I love coffee. This is not going to be good for your coffee there, Nimbin. Nimbin makes a great coffee. They do. They grow great beans. You should try it. I love it and I miss it very much. And, well, if they ever felt so inclined to ever send me any, I would be overjoyed to go, gosh, finally, Nimbin coffee. Other than that, I'll go, fine coffee. Now look at this here. Boom, bada, boom, 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 boom. This looks like Radelaide here. Why? Because it looks like a bird's head getting ready to dip into a dish. Right? There's that neck of a bird right here. My Imaginarium sees things in coastlines to remember them by. So that'll be Radelaide. I'm nearly positive. Tests himself in geography. Oh, yes. That's doing it. Test yourself all the time. Right? You don't need the grade on your refrigerator to know if you're keeping your mind sharp. Look at this. Look at the beam holding this in place. I'm just gonna run that. See how that just stays there and it's just everything else goes around. That should have just came south. But you got EMF boiling it up. See it on the low deck down here where I'm holding my cursor. Boom! 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 Went the plume right there. Look at it blow it out a hole. So I stopped it. Your weather is so owned, man. They're more owned than you are, and your opinion is owned by the people on the cereal box that says, look, you should have this. Look, kids, you want that. Until they bug the parents, have a tantrum if you don't get it. Well, why don't we have a tantrum till we get our freaking way? Why don't we lay in front of the state houses on the ground and just have a good old fucking tantrum? It seems to work. Maybe they'll mollycoddle us. I identify as a child that don't get his way without having a tantrum. Now I'm going to get my way. You're going to stop it. I want an Easter egg. I want an Easter egg. I'll be like Babyface Finster banging him in the head with a hammer on a Bugs Bunny cartoon. God, I love that one. Yes, I named my bird after Finster, after Babyface Finster. Look at this. Got double bombing. Bomb. They're doing the dance, the chem bomb waltz. As we do the masochism tango. Anybody like Tom Lear? Take their cigarettes from their holders and they'll burn their initials in our shoulders. They'll blacken your eyes and set fire to your ties as they dance to the chem bomb tango. Look at this shit. They rubbed my nose in the shit that they made, dear. Look at the skies, they're a mess, dear. All the chem bombs deployed. Boom! Big line of them here, man. You guys don't see this shit? Are you out of your minds? You are. You don't see the forest for the trees, do you? And then the line dissipates, so they're going to need to put more. They're going to need to deploy more. Yep, there's some more going off. And in a triangle formation, you always got to have that delta going on. What's going on? Chem bombing on. What's going on? You're getting chem bombed on. Right up your ass it's going. Right up your nose. It's not the rubber hose, but the hose is involved probably somewhere. You're getting hosed. For you Canadian people. Bunch of hosers, man. Chem bomb. Right there north of Sydney. They're chem bombing your entrance, man. That's not going to make your fish taste good. Nobody likes a nasty tasting entrance fish. Yeah, I fucking went there. You don't like my humor? Well, you get what you pay for. And if you choose to support my work, that's really cool. If you don't, that's really cool. As long as you understand this message I'm giving you, I'm very, very happy to have gotten through to somebody. Look at how many bombs it took to make this. There's fireworks in your sky that you can't hear. You're actually hearing booms go off sometimes. You guys are telling me. Oh, it's the white hats. Yeah, that's what the white hats are doing to you. They're twatting you. They took all the rubble from the guide stones and made a fucking hard hat on it and hit you in the head. Here, put this on. You'll feel like an activist. Put the yellow vest on. You'll feel like an activist. Put these clothes on. You'll look like a punk rocker. Put these clothes on. You'll look like a mocker. Put this on and you'll look like the alien eye looking at you, confronting you, saying, haha, easy pickings. Excellent. My God, you got so many chem bombs going off here at a time. I'm about to wear out the backward forward button on my keyboard. Yeah, if you choose to support my work, share this. Or you could use PayPal, PayPal.me/Robert Deutsch. Or you could buy a piece of jewelry from me. I love earning my keep, And I got a bag of stuff around here I always worry about. So, I'll be happy to sell you something beautiful, handmade. Why? Because that's how I roll. But if you want to support me, PayPal.me/Robert Deutsch. Sharing is caring, and if we don't start caring about the whales off the coast of this country up here, what's going on with them with the electromagnetic frequency, they're not going to be here for us to care about. When you got chem bombs going off on the reef. I love the Great Barrier Reef, don't you? It does not need chemicals deployed over the top that could possibly dissolve its very structure. Sulfates turn into sulfuric acids, and they dissolve coral and other things made of limestone. It just does. It's just how that works. When you got these squares going off that I showed you how they were just made. I just showed you. Go back and look. These are chem bomb deployments off your coast. And these are the wiggly worms. And you really want to see the wiggly worms? Go look at these conferences. Who's standing up wearing their special outfits and making their secret handshakes, so to the point that we ain't even make a hand gesture without getting accused wrong. Chem bomb in the eye of the dragon there. I just get so tired of showing this all the time. And your guys' weather is going to be absolutely owned over the next few days over here off Gympie and down your coast as this fucks off out to sea. And it's gonna. But as it's turning, it's pulling moisture up. So I'll let you see this for a moment here, and then I'll have a sip of my coffee. A lot of lightning. Got a split in the flow right here. Over Newcastle where the frying pan is. The big thing, that big frying device they got there. Yep, and it's pulling all that moisture right up the coast. It has to. All the flow says that stays offshore. But geoengineers can make a pulse and bring all that in at any time. We have got to stay vigilant about this. This is bad. That could come in at any time, and I am not in agreement with this. All right, we need to see the pressures. Where's the pump that day? All right, the 14 is here. 16. Right, that moisture, for all intents and purposes, should come all the way into here. This should be whipping around. This shouldn't be coming across. The only thing fueling that's going to be ocean temperature. And this. That's not particularly low for a storm, actually. For some impact in New Zealand, like it should be, when you're seeing those kind of winds, it's usually you'd get a flow about maybe 975, 976. Not quite where it would have a clear eye, but it would be a very well-defined storm by wind speed. And that's the pump. So the pump is here. You got a sideways pump here. So whatever happens here is just squeezings. At the same time, you'll see a slight interaction between these two, right? Because of these two interacting with each other, it's going to suck moisture down. And that's where you're getting your cut. It's coming here. That has to come down. This moisture, all this can no longer go anywhere else but here or here. All the flows say she kicks up and around and hits New Zealand, while this pulls a flow up from here. It's not particularly heavy in moisture, that. It's not. It's not a particularly heavy band, right? When I get into that color on this map, you're looking in the here range. It's not in the here, right? It's every bit of 1/4 less than that other. Right? We got to do our determinants with logic. Has there been a sun event? Space weather dashboard. Has there been an event? I know we've had a minor. It was yesterday. Yeah, there it is right there listed. But that's not a big event. We haven't had. We got a couple. We shouldn't have this many sunspots, I got to say it, on a solar minimum. But just because you got a sunspot doesn't really mean you got a huge problem. Not necessarily, unless the filament between them snaps. I want to see these. No, we're not in a bad spot. Let's see what they got. Yes, I look at many factors, you know. There's a pulse that came out. It missed us. See? That missed us. That's why we're catching a minor. We got just the edge. And that'll be coming out in a torus like a smoke ring. Yeah, big too. Think toruses, man. And I'm not talking about your clitoris. I'm talking about torus fields. See? Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. Another thing we need to look at is Vistar's CERN Visitors Dashboard. Has CERN dropped? Yes. Quite active. See? These things also affect our magnetosphere, and you can't blame a beam for that. That might be some of that outgas jet that I've seen coming out the poles up in the northern hemisphere. Since it's facing the sun more than the southern hemisphere, it'll tend to outjet toward the sun more. Because it's closer. It's just like a gap in a spark plug. Right? Right. Think about it. The beam is true. It's enabled. Oh, look at it. It's up high, man. She's poised right now. Poised. Poised and ready. What we got? What was the last dump looking like? Stand by. Trigger's ready. Trigger's ready. Fuck yeah, man. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Anybody got an Aether device to turn on that son of a bitch right now? Let's see if we can have a conversation between it and the sun. Tell me we don't like the way they're getting things done. Chem bombing while I'm on the job. Oh no. Chem bombs are raining on our head and I'm complaining. Chem bombs suck. The chem bombs are falling on my head. For all intents and purposes, this should come ashore. All it takes is one heated out blast from over around here, or Maury, and I own that, it comes in. We'll be watching this very carefully. I'm not in agreement. I'm not agreeing. I don't agree with this at all. Don't agree with it at all. All your temperatures, you got a pocket out here. Watch, look at this pocket. Right? There, 1 degree difference. Right here can create a storm. And waves are whipping that warm water in the air. It's changing dynamics of the atmosphere. 1 fucking degree could do that. Cold mountain air descending in your valleys is a recipe for a fucking disaster along here, and I'm not trusting this flow. There ain't that much of a difference. So he's like, oh, it's all hot over here. Somebody talking dipoles. I want to have 2-pole thing to smack people with sometimes with reality. You get chem bombed all to shit. You got a man-made storm fucking up the days of New Zealanders for about 4 days. And you got Rob D's Weather World coming at you live telling you the truth. Your weather is owned. And whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Right, goes a few more of your totals here for what the weather plan says. My happiness level is extremely low right now. Yeah, you got some fresh snows up in your Alps. You deserve a clear day. You really do. Through all those storms, you deserve an eternal rainbow. Stuff you guys have been putting up with. Yeah, this is that line I was talking about a few days ago. Some of that's going to be pretty heavy rains. Yeah, that's still there. But it's many days off according to them. See, that total never changed. So over the next 3 days, you get whatever's here. That's it. And then after that, you get that. That's fucked up, man. They know exactly how much water. Now you don't see it. Boop. There it is. Not cool, not cool at all. Your weather is so owned. Don't let you be owned too. You must make the differences in this world through whatever means you see you're capable of. I'm doing everything I'm capable of, and sometimes I do things that even amaze myself by just getting up in the morning. Big peace.